All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Hannah Livas from She Rises Studios. I'm very excited about today. We have all of the authors from BU Brand, which released over the weekend. This book has done extraordinarily well. And we are ready to talk about the book. So I'm going to first introduce Ati, if you want to share with the world who you are, what you do, and where the book came from.
Yeah. So my name is Ati Grinspun. I'm a personal branding coach, and I help women bring their stories to life so they can use that to be more of who they are into their business. So when you start a business and you don't know what to say, what to post, how to promote yourself, I'm your girl.
Woohoo! Let's go to Kat Colley.
Muted. Hello, everybody. I'm Kat Coley. I am a storytelling coach, keynote speaker, podcast host, best-selling author. You can add that to our resume, and a columnist as well. And I help women entrepreneurs unpack their untold stories so that they can have it out in front of their audience and connect authentically and genuinely with their target audience.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Addie, I'll let you pick.
Janet next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jeanette Sefri, and I'm a content activation coach. And I help female solopreneurs overcome content creation barriers, lean into how they naturally do things so that they can be seen and improve their visibility.
Awesome. Annie.
Hello. My name is Annie Mirza, and I am a CPA. I help accountants. I'm a business coach for accountants, and if you have an accounting firm or you want to scale to the next level, I am your person. I do branding, website development, marketing, business coaching, all the things for accountants.
Wonderful. All right. And last but not least, and I have to put on my glasses because I can't see you, ladies. Who do we have here? Is it Angel?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Thank you, Hannah. Yes, my name is Angel Sanders. I am a career coach and resume and LinkedIn writer and content strategist. So I help take your value propositions, define those value statements, and work them across your materials and even in through your interviewing prep to increase your visibility and success in your job search.
Wonderful. So I have some questions for you, ladies. Can you share with me, Addie, what is the chapter title of your what you wrote, and what two things can you share that are very impactful about your chapter?
I love that. So I want to start with saying that. So the chapter, it's called Pay It Forward, Change the World. And what I think is so impactful, I talk about two main concepts in the chapter. One is authenticity and really finding truly who you are at your core to bring that into your business. And the second concept is the ripple effect, which for me is everything. It's what started everything I'm doing, is what actually inspire me to actually do this book. And those two concepts are a driving force behind everything I do. One, when we talk about authenticity, is a word that is used so much, especially in the online world. But what I encounter is when I start working with women, they're like, well, I think I'm being authentic. Am I being authentic? Like, nobody thinks of themselves as fake, right? But actually being authentic is actually knowing yourself. It's not so much what it's on the other side, it's how much you know yourself. And in order for you to be authentic, you need to know who you are, what you stand for, what's important to you. And for a lot of the clients that I work with, including the book ladies, right, is sometimes we do not stop until we are a little bit older, in like our 30s or even our 40s, to actually truly look at what we truly want, what we stand for, and how do we bring that into our business. So my chapter has a lot of questions that you can ask yourself, and it also comes with a workbook. But the other piece of this, which is the ripple effect, is when I started my business, I realized that I had all these limiting beliefs. And then when I started working with other women, they had them too. That our message or what we bring to the table, it's not doing anything in the world. But the truth is that if you can impact one person at a time, and that person has an impact, that person will have an impact. And it's that ripple effect that you literally can change the world. So that is my chapter.
Wonderful. Thank you. Amy, what about you? What did you title your chapter, and give me 2 of your favorite impactful points of it?
Me?
Annie?
So my title of my chapter is A Moment in Time. And the reason why I titled the chapter that way is because there are moments in my life, and I'm sure in other people's lives, in everybody's life, there are moments that kind of define the rest of our being and how we become what we become because of those things that have happened to us. And really want people to, when they read the chapter, I really want them to reflect back and look at those moments that have happened to them that have kind of shaped them to what they've become today. Whether it's good or bad, we have the ability to extract the goodness out of bad things if we allow ourselves to be. And so that's really what I want people to think about, is that what are some of the things that I've gone through that it kind of, in that moment, it felt like miserable. In that moment, it felt like the end of the world. That I could never get out of this, but it's really made you stronger and more resilient. And you lead with those things in your business. You lead with that, like Ati was saying, authenticity. That is what your authenticity is, to bring out those things in you that made you stronger. And the other part is sharing our stories, just sharing our stories. It makes a huge difference in the world. It makes, I can't even put it in the words, because there are so many of us out there that think that, oh, but I don't have anything special, but all these things that happened to me, they just happened to me. It never happened to anybody else. But knowing that we're not alone, and that our stories matter, that our stories are special, it makes a huge difference in how we grow and how we leave an impact in the world. And our impact is not necessarily, oh, like, I'm going to change the world. We change the world one person at a time. We change the world, the person next to us, if they're impacted by our stories, if they're impacted by our behavior, our being, then we are impacting the world. That's what it comes down to. So that's really what I want people to take away from my chapter.
So how do you think your chapter aligns with your current brand?
My current brand, like in my business, my focus is to help accountants build human-focused firms. And it's very broad, but the essence of it is that if I help them build systems, processes, I help them put themselves out there in their marketing, in their branding, because all of these things matter in how people see you. So if I can help them do that, they have the space and they have the capacity to outsource their work, to not just be stuck in the work and build a business, not an expensive hobby, which a lot of people think it is. Because if you're working 20 hours a day in your business, it's not a business. A business is what will allow you to have the freedom so that you can spend time with your family. You can spend time with your friends. You can hang out, or you can go out and hang out with your colleagues, your staff. You can make an impact on all these people around you in your community. right? So that's what business should allow you to do. And with my services, and I've really created my services from that approach, and it was trickle down approach. So I started with marketing, and I went back to website, I went back to branding, because I was like, no, you can't invest thousands of dollars in marketing if you don't have a good website. And if you cannot invest thousands in website if you don't have a good branding. So I really went backwards in my approach, and now I feel like I'm really in a good place where I can serve these heartfelt leaders, is what I believe they are, the accounting industry. And there's a lot of cultural problems. And so my goal is that help them see themselves better, see themselves more powerful, see themselves as the impactful leaders, because the accounting industry is, as I believe, is one of the very core industries to the capitalistic economy. And if they're struggling and they cannot do the work, the rest of the economy is going to tremble. Like, it's going to come down on its knees, because they need accountants. So we need accountants to say this company is good, go invest in it, right? So if people are not doing that work, then we're all doomed. But yeah, that's my goal, and how this story is sort of telling my story of how I struggled in corporate, but also showing people that you don't have to do that anymore. There's other ways of running a business.
Well, thank you for sharing. Jeanette, what would you say your biggest part of this journey has been, in the sense of the creation of the book, working with the authors, and how does Be Brand reflect for you?
Okay, I hope I remember all that. So the journey was absolutely amazing. I didn't really have an expectation other than we're going to start with the mastermind and the result would be the book. And everything in between, I really wasn't too sure. But what happened was I actually gained clarity about myself, clarity around my business. It really pushed me to the edge of who I am. And then working with these wonderful ladies, I think our weekend was needed, because we needed that time to really get to know each other. And then these past, what was it, like 9 months of working with each other and meeting every month to make sure we're on task, that this goes on. It just really bonded us even more, because we're all connected through BU Brand and Ati, and I think it just bonded us even more. And the last question, Hannah, remind me.
I just wanted to know how you felt that the book reflects or aligns with your actual brand of what you do.
It absolutely does. My chapter is called Unlikely, because I really felt that I was unlikely to succeed because of all the hurdles that I've gone through, right? I had a blueprint, but that went to elsewhere then with me. Became a young mom, and the struggles that happens when you're a young single mom. So I really didn't feel that I would be here. And there's a phrase that I did in a post the other day. My 16-year-old self would have never imagined that my 52-year-old self would be an author. I say it, and it's still surreal. So it aligns with my brand, because part of my brand is really helping women become successful, and to show that they are capable, because we in this collective here have demonstrated that. So it's 100% aligned.
I'm glad that you ended with that, because my next question is going to be to Kat. So this book is an anthology. And for those who are watching, listening, or going to watch the replay, a lot of people don't understand what that is. And it's a collaboration, right? Of different stories, perspectives, business strategies, et cetera, for the type of book that this is. And my question for you, Kat, is I have found in watching your journey, you be one of the biggest collaboration over competition that I know. You have implemented every person who has been a part of this journey with you. You have left no one behind. And to me, that shows you being your brand. And your brand is what?
Well, my brand is really instilling community and that we could do this together. So I reach out. Now, I will say this. I have not always been that way. There was a part of me that sat in the sidelines and waited to be seen and waited to be invited. For those of you who are familiar with human design, it makes sense for me as a projector that I wait for the invite. I would be the person that would be doing the work and would just hope someone would see me and would invite me. And then I started to realize that I needed to build the stage, build the presence, and then I would be invited. But sitting in the sidelines and hoping and wishing and praying that someone would invite me in would just not work. And so I really dove into, how can we do this together? How can I be a part of it? And how can we do this together? And what can I do to serve? How can I help you? Because in the end, I think it helps all of us as a whole. So what can I do to help you clarify your story? What can I do to help you get sponsorships? Because that used to be a part of my life, my old life. What can I do to help build your business? Because you build your business and it helps me build mine. So that wasn't always something I realized I could really do and I could dive into. But since that turning point, that pivot, it has been the paths that have opened, the doors that have opened, the community that have opened, the people that have come into my life, those who were here on this live stream, and then those who can't make it. And it's just been such a welcome part of the business that I did not anticipate or expect or have any expectation of. But I'm grateful that that is the path that I've taken, that I have been courageous enough to pitch myself in situations where I would have never done in the past, courageous enough to add my name to the list, to ask the question, and to know that even if the answer is no, it's just no, not right now. And that rejection is redirection. So all of that has really kind of built what I do and who I help, and why I feel that we can do this together. Like, we just can build this together. Like we do. I really don't want to leave anybody behind. Like I think that all of us have in us this resilience, this innate, we can do it. We can do hard things. We can really do hard things. And I think that, looking at those of us that are here, we have all gone through hard things, and they don't need to be the same. The emotions are there. The grief is there. All of those things are there. So we have walked through different paths. We have experienced different things, but we are still here. And we just bring everyone along with us. And I think that is it's a cause for celebration. And I'm excited and I'm grateful for everyone that I'm a part of and that I've helped, and who have helped me as well along the way.
I think you have been one of the most beautiful examples of that all along the way since the very first time I met you. So keep going.
Thank you so much, Hannah.
So my next question is for Angel. So for your chapter in this book, what is one of your biggest hopes or goals for the reader?
One of my biggest hopes and goals for the reader is, it is so often that we're going through life and we have hard seasons, and even many clients that I work with right now, we get stuck. And I've talked about this, we get stuck in survival mode, we get stuck in discouragement, we get stuck in overwhelmed. And one of the goals I hope that you see with this chapter is that whether you are on the mountaintop or whether you are in the valley, you're just going through something and you are going to come out of it. And it's those golden nuggets that you captured and developed through it that it's going to take hindsight for you to really realize the depth of it. That's the beauty. Hard times are never beautiful, but it's what you're going to get from that is going to propel you and empower you through the next stage, because we never stay where we're at. We're either moving forward in life or we're moving backwards. We are never still. And that's a misconception many have. So just to recognize through the different stories you're going to hear from other women in this book, we have all gone through our mountains and our valleys, and we pulled things from it. We learned after the fact, we reflected, and what we realized came from those seasons empowered us. And we are just everyday women who made the decision to take a step forward into something that was bigger than us.
Mm-hmm. Thank
And
you.
not for anybody.
So my next question is for Ati. When you decided to create this book, what were you hoping this book would change? What was your overall message for this book?
So I had my own personal experience with an anthology before we created this book. And it was so cathartic because writing helped me connect the dots, like Janet always says. And it really helped me see how much of what I'm doing now I actually been doing always, like in a different way or another. And after that chapter, I was never the same person. It really helped me to step into my power. There were so many transformations that happened to me. And when I work with women and I help them build their personal brand, the biggest transformation happens within them in order for them changing their business. And I wanted to trespass that to them because they are a little bit more advanced than the people, right, on my academy. This is like the second step. And once you know who you are, you can work on your authenticity. You have all the pretty stuff. Now you're showing up. That is stepping into your power to go bigger, like living your story in a book that will live out in the world forever and going out and telling everybody about it. That requires growth. And I've seen that on every single one of these women, not just through writing the chapter, but even when we were pushing last weekend, right, for Amazon bestseller, we're still going, right? Our book is going to come out. The paperback will come out in a few days. There is another push. And that actually took people out of their comfort zone to reach out to people, to be like, hey, we wrote a book. I'm going to throw her under the bus, but like Angel, I was like, girl, this is not for your mom, dad, and like 3 friends. This is like for your colleagues. This is for everybody. Like, you leverage the book and all the work you have done by actually talking about it. She's like, oh, okay. And then she started going, right? And like, so it's that and the community coming together, like how we did in January when we came here and we did the retreat. That was something that I will never forget. And the first one is always the first one, right? Like, this will never like go away, because this, I learned so much myself and I saw them grow so much through this process.
So when you were talking about the authenticity piece, I find that people, unless they are really understanding what it means, it's just a word that kind of, gets tossed around a lot. Do you think that this book will help people understand what being your brand really means and the authenticity of it?
I really, really, really believe so, because when you take a leap as a woman and you put your story out there and you are sharing how the things that you overcame actually are helping you take the step forward in your business, other people gain the courage to actually do the same. And when I keep saying our mission is to impact 1,000 women to tell their stories, to truly, like, I remember I was a bartender for many years, and the biggest growth in my business actually happened when I stopped trying to hide that I was a bartender. And actually, it's like, yeah, that's why maybe for me it's easier to speak. Maybe it's easier to get on a stage. For other people, other things are easier, right? Like Janet is like the tech queen, and that's because of her story and her 27 years in corporate and the things she has done in the past. And the moment you accept every part of who you are, every lived experience, you're truly stepping into authenticity. And I hope that the women that read these chapters can not only truly do the exercises and find their authenticity, but allow themselves to bring everything of who they are, everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the amazing, because that is the magic combination.
So if there was any one person that you could get this book to, someone that you know, someone that maybe you don't know, but you just know that they need this book, who would it be?
Ooh, that they need this book. This is, I can't think of like one person, but this is for the woman that honestly, she is in business. She probably is struggling a little bit on the first few years. And she, in her mind, has all the excuses why what she's doing maybe is not going to work. Why maybe I am not good enough. My story condemns me. My upbringing is not good enough. My English is not good enough, right? Or like the thoughts that she thinks that are keeping her small. This book and the stories, not just mine, but every single one of the stories there, will show you that actually you can, and it will work. But it's in your story that you need to find the strength. So it's that woman that right now is questioning everything.
So you have an event coming up.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
And what can we look forward to with the book, with the event? What are some of the things that we can expect to see?
So I'm going to start by saying part of my vision for the authors and for the mastermind itself and the book and the podcast tour and then putting them on stage is truly for every single one of them to step into their greatness, right? Because we talk about personal branding, and at the end of the day, building a personal brand is about being on social media, talking about your business with authenticity, with that power, not from a place of fear, but from a place of power. And the culminating moment of them being able to celebrate and share their transformation and their chapter on stage at Be Brand Live, that is the bow on top. That is the cherry on top. And we're also having all of the authors sign a copy for our attendees. I'm like, it doesn't get more dreamy than that. Like, if you are a woman of impact, if you are a woman where you have a dream in your heart and you have a book in your heart, I cannot even think what this will mean, including for me, for all of us to stand there and sign the copy of our book, knowing that the woman we are handing this book to, we literally can change her life. And we don't know which chapter will be maybe it's all the chapters, maybe it's one nugget, maybe it's one thing, but there's going to be 100 women in that event, September 27th, 28th, here in Las Vegas. And we have the most amazing speakers, like everything that you need to build your personal brand. But what I am looking forward the most is to their panel.
Wow. Well, congratulations to each and every one of you. I was able to be very fortunate enough to see your event last year, and the energy that was in the room and the ladies that were in the room were extraordinary. I also got to be a part of your retreat here in Vegas.
Yeah.
As you were prepping these ladies, and you have a very powerful group of women who are really making some epic changes for women who you described are in doubt, new in business, confused, overwhelmed, all those things. And even women who are have been in business for many years, they still go through those things too. And oftentimes being their brand requires pivot. It requires innovation. It requires learning something new. So one of the things that I want to share as the publisher is that this anthology that was released on a holiday weekend, which is something we never, ever do, has done extraordinarily well. I took a little sneak peek as much as I could behind the scenes, and this book is just killing it. You have over 50 reviews, all good. You have had a lot of great feedback. So I would highly recommend anyone who is watching, listening, to connect with these authors, connect with Ati, get into the room at the event. I don't know if that's still an option, if you have tickets available.
Yeah.
But you can connect with these women. I've had the personal blessing of being able to meet each and every one of them. And I personally believe it's an amazing book, and it's a game changer. So congratulations to each and every one of you. So this book is currently an ebook. However, it is getting ready to go into print paperback, which is huge. And this is where everyone who's watching, they're going to need your support, because they're going for some campaigns, some accolades in there, and really getting this book out there. So you have two jobs. You have to buy the ebook today, which you can find all across Amazon and your favorite retailer. And then when the print copy comes out, you have to buy 10 and give them to your 10 closest people, and then ask those 10, and so on and so on and so on. So you will see a lot more of Ati and the girls, and just congratulations to each and every one of you. Do you want to share really quickly how people can stay connected with each of you ladies?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'll go first. So you can find me on Instagram at ati.g.branding, or you can find me on my website, Ati Grinspun with an I, so GRI, atigrinspan.com.
Awesome. Anybody want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. So Jeanette Cefre on LinkedIn. So that's Cefre, CEFRE. And on Instagram, it's not that easy. It's at Congage, CONN_GAGE.
Awesome.
I'll go next. Kat Coley. I'm catcoley.com is my website, or you can find me on Instagram at The Real Kat Coley, same as Facebook, The Real Kat Coley, and LinkedIn as well. I don't know if there is a fake Kat Coley, but I'm The Real Kat Coley. So
I love that.
maybe there is. I don't know. But yeah, that's where you'll find me.
Awesome. Thank you.
I guess we go around the room. That's how my picture is coming. Yeah, so I'm Annie Mirza, CPA, pretty much everywhere on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. And my website is census.social, SENSUS.social. And that's just for accountants. I have other businesses, but this is just for accountants.
Awesome.
Yes, and myself, you can find me on Instagram and on LinkedIn. It's unique spelling, ANGELLE_ Ferrer, FERRER. And on LinkedIn, on my business page is Angel Ferrer Career Marketing. And anyone that you know in your network or in your family that is really struggling, needs help with their career marketing materials, and especially developing a professional brand to help with that value proposition, send them there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, ladies, and congratulations to each one of you. And for those just turning on, watching this, you need to grab the book, BU Brand. It's available in ebook all across Amazon and your favorite retailer. You can grab it today, and then you can also assist and grab the print. We're heading into gifting season, so this is the perfect gift to give someone. We all know entrepreneurs, soon to be entrepreneurs, seasoned entrepreneurs. So congratulations, ladies, and congratulations on your upcoming event as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.